Get that shit out of here. What did we just watch?
Northern the North, Keys of the Kingdom. This is a patron review. This was requested by Ryan Walterson. Thanks?
No. Well, Ryan's a nice guy, but
yeah,
it wasn't
he's
nice.
Very nice.
This movie was... So I never saw the first Northern the North.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters.
How was that?
It was bad.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was really bad.
You can imagine. So I never saw the first one, so going to this one, I felt like, okay, it's a bit of a mystery. Not sure what to expect. But my expectations were low.
Yeah.
And felt justified in that.
Yeah.
This was... So I think the first one we should at least... okay, let's talk about the original. Tell us about Norm of the North 1.
The original is about, Norm going to New York to stop this, real estate company from taking the land in the Arctic. And it's it doesn't make any sense. Why would you want land in the Arctic where it's just going to be freezing all the time?
Okay. and other bullet points being that I know that Rob Schneider, bless his soul... Not really.
Yeah, he was the main character in the first movie, and he's not even in this movie.
Yeah, you are screwing up when you can't even get Rob Schneider to reprise his role. Because, Rob Schneider sets the bar pretty low with, roles.
Yeah, because he's done some pretty bad, animated movies before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did some, Finding Nemo ripoffs.
Yeah, he did.
The King of the Sea or something like that. Or some Sea Dragon movie, which, to be honest, looked worse than this. Which is, again, I wonder if it's some kind of money thing. I don't know anything about the studio that made this, though it is interesting that, we are familiar with, for some reason, we're familiar with Canadian, studios.
Yeah, there's a lot of Canadian voice actors in here that we know because of ponies. Mm-hmm. One of the characters is a rabbit that is voiced by Lee Tokar. And I was like, oh my god, it's Bling Bling Boy.
Bling Bling Boy.
Johnny Test.
Because Johnny Test is also a Canadian show. So yeah, the first movie I missed, but though I heard that it was these lemmings in the first movie, or I'm not sure y'all can see that or not, those guys are Minion ripoffs. That was their attempt to
They're like Minions, but they're way worse.
Which is saying something.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first movie, theatrical release, did it do well financially?
I have no idea.
It looked cheap.
I think they definitely made their money back.
Well enough to make a sequel, which is technically... Here's the point I was trying to get at. This movie is technically 2 movies.
Yeah, it's 2 45-minute specials, stitched together, which is funny that when we were doing our Dumbo review, I said that it felt like 2 Dumbo movies stitched together. This is literally 2 movies stitched together.
It feels like this was used to... promote a TV series. Yeah.
It feels like a Nickelodeon series, back at the Barnyard or Penguins of Madagascar, which the funny thing is that it kind of looks like the animation from Penguins, though I think Penguins probably looks better.
It is better.
Yeah.
It is better. The first 45-minute film, if you want to call it that, special, was about So Norm is the king of the North.
Yeah, he's the new king of the North. King of the North!
Rob Stock. He's the king of the North. He is feeling a bit unsure about being the king because he's kind of goofy and clumsy. But then he goes back to New York because he is going to be given the key of the city and be I guess start some era of peace between people of New York. And
it's not a symbolic key. It's a key that literally unlocks everything.
Yeah,
which that's been a trope in cartoons before.
Yeah. And then they had in Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
But he loses the key. Some impersonator dressed up as him goes around robbing banks to blame Norm. The mayor, spoiler, is the villain.
Which we've called it as soon as he showed up. It was he's the villain.
There was one other red herring, but they addressed that pretty quickly. That wasn't him. And it's well, it's the mayor. It has to be. Also, the character models in this movie look very different. So there was a scene where the mayor is walking with a reporter. And they look like they're from completely different films. Yeah,
the art style is very inconsistent as far as the models go.
Mm-hmm. So the characters, because they have that one.
And then the backgrounds just look bad, and the cars to go around the city look really bad.
Well, it's
all the vehicles look bad.
It's a very empty film, which is funny because they had it take place in the city, which is not an empty place.
Yeah.
There are scenes where they're walking in the streets and just completely empty. Just give us some generic characters walking around so you can at least make an illusion this is a populated city. It looked more empty than the town I live in, which says something. There was a character that caught our eye called like Fong? Or...
Yeah, Fong, who's voiced by Lee Tokar, and he's like this rabbit or hare that's apparently like the richest animal in the world, and like he does all these things, and into the like second special we find out like apparently he's like a good hockey player or hockey coach or whatever.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's like this Mary Sue that they made to put in there to fix like all the plot holes they had previously.
Well, you told me that
in like a rough draft of the script.
Oh yeah, they're like, well, how do we do this we need money. Or we need a character to give them access to a helicopter.
Yeah, and Fong was like the answer to all of those.
Didn't you see in the first movie there was a thing about like, hey, you can't speak human, or...
Right, Norm was special because he could talk to humans. And apparently in this first special, his son can also talk to humans. And then Fong, who's the rabbit, can also talk to humans?
Also, Fong is Chinese, and he wears like a Chinese garb.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's considered like racist or not. So it's just weird. It's like, why is he so Chinese? Like almost to like an insulting level.
They knew Fong before the kid Olympia and her mother Vera, I think, which is a really weird name.
Olympia and Vera, and then there's the orca like Ricardo or something, or
I forgot what the orca's name was, but it was like really weird name.
Like I can't see the connection of why they would call it that unless it was an inside joke or something.
It was like Riccabirto or something.
Riccabirto, yeah.
Yeah.
Second movie was a hockey contest.
Yeah, it was a very cliche like sports plot.
Save the Rec Center.
Yeah, Save the Rec Center, which is funny because that's what the plot was of the first movie.
Something that's funny about the second movie. I'm gonna say this right now because I'm gonna forget, but they make a reference to Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Yeah.
It was like they have these two commentators of it, like a caribou and a seal, like commentating over the hockey game, and they do like the do it live thing.
Do it live. We'll do it live. And I was like, why did you put this in the movie? But the plot of the second movie is there's not Russia. They call it like Technokistan or something.
Technokistan or something?
They're Russians. They sound Russian. They look Russian. They have Russian hats. And they're like, we have a company that gets ice and we turn to
Far
water.
North, which actually like coincides with the first special because apparently Far North, the water company, was the sponsor for the mayor's like speech or something.
Cinematic Norm universe.
Norm of the North cinematic universe.
You better believe it. The Russians, from Technokistan or whatever, they're stealing the ice to turn into water. Norm comes back from his trip. Again, it feels very sliced down the middle. And,
it does.
And he's like, oh, my brother, which I don't even know if his brother was in the first movie or not.
I don't remember, but I guess he was, because like they reference it a bit, and I completely forgot if he had a brother or not.
So Norm has a brother named Stan who is feeling belittled by Norm, and he wants to get, like, I guess, attention. So he, like, I guess, allows these Russians to come and drill in the north and take the ice.
Yeah.
And also, he's really good at hockey, and he's also a hog when it comes to, like, sharing the puck. They challenge the Russians. They're like, okay, we'll beat you in hockey, and if we win, you have to leave, or something like that.
Yeah. So
they win, and it was stupid, and cliche, and dumb, and boring, and ugly, and just dumb movie. Both of them are bad. So, another thing I want to mention, in the first segment of the movie, there's the climax of the first 45-minute special where the mayor gets in his helicopter, flies away. Norm gets in a helicopter with the rabbit, flies after him. They're going through the city.
Yeah, and there's like the one helicopter above the other, and like Norm is jumping off of the helicopter on top of the other one. He like goes through the blade, but he doesn't show him going through the blades at all. And it's like, man, you would just die.
Yeah, you'd instantly die. It's like you said, it's like you're jumping to the blades.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there is that. No, there actually, I don't think there's a chance. Like, there's no chance that your body's
going way too fast.
Yeah, it's guaranteed to cut you up. Like, there's no way. Like, you can go, unless you're going, like, fucking faster than the blades, or just as fast, or whatever. There's just no way. And then there's a scene where, like, and then, like, a few seconds later, he's on the back of the helicopter, and then he's flung through the blades again to the front. I get it, you know, I'm not gonna question, like, Looney Tune logic, you know, how does Wile E. Coyote, shut up, it's cartoons. But then there are moments like this where it's like, that's, I don't know, like, that you haven't given me the basis of that's the kind of universe we're in.
Right.
Like, so that those physics don't really make sense to me. It just seems distracting. Oh, also there's a lot of cliche audio used, where it's like the gate, the
Oh
screams,
yeah, there's a lot of that.
Like someone opened up like a library of like just generic audio and threw it all over there. So, this movie pretty much sucks.
Do you want to go over your 5 points like they usually do at your
let's do it. It'd be
movies?
fun. All right, let's talk about I guess the story. Like we already said, it's the fact that they're 2 movies in one technically. That's a bad start.
Yeah, that's already a bad start, and also like they basically created that Fong character to fix a lot of whatever they had because it really seems like he was just inserted in.
All the characters suck.
Yeah,
they're random characters that are inserted in that like Mrs. Fitzgerald. Who it's like, who are you? Like,
reminds me of that character from the Sir Billy thing.
Yeah,
that he did.
the big titty lady. So Miss Fitzgerald's just some random lady who lives in New York, and she was like, "I love Noam, save my
Oh yeah, that's
money."
another thing. Like, for some reason, they do this in the first movie too, where they build up Norm so much. It's like, oh, Norm is the best. They're jerking off their own character.
Oh yeah, they worship Norm.
Yeah.
To a fault, where it's like we get it, like he's the main character, but everybody he seems like perfect.
Yeah.
Which is weird because he doesn't seem perfect. Like it's like no, he has faults. He's shitty. Not like a shitty person, just shitty flaws. Also, that's Norm's son. Norm's son goes to New York with him. That one right there.
And there's sort of a thing between his son and Olympia. It's not like a lot, but it's kind of implied.
Yeah, she like hugs him, and he's like, "Oh," and it's like, "You're a different species. Stop."
Yeah.
But yeah, the I think the biggest thing about the movie that catches me though, like story wise, is how poorly written it is. With like, okay, the characters just get what they need. Everything falls into place. Simple storyline, predictable. Characters I don't really feel invested in. They just kind of feel like they're there, like, hey, let's move the story along. Okay, we have to stop the bad guy. Okay, well, how are we going to do this? Oh, billionaire rabbit's got a helicopter. It's like, it feels like a fanfic. And then the second part of the movie is just as bad with like, oh, how do we stop? There's a fight. The Russians have hockey players that are robots.
Yeah,
robots.
Robot hockey players.
Out of nowhere. And it's screwy. It sucks. This was obviously made to hopefully cash in, and it reflects that in their story, and the characters. Okay, the editing. Like I said, they used a lot of the same sound effects. Like,
same sound effects. The lip syncing is really off.
Yeah.
Another thing is the fact that sometimes the camera moves around really fast.
Yeah, they like move back and forth between the perspective of characters.
Right.
The city chase with the helicopters, there's like this angle where the helicopter, and this could be maybe an animation error, not editing, where like the camera is facing upwards and helicopters go like this and then go up, and it's like a plane pulling up. It looked unnatural.
Yeah.
Though those are talking polar bear, so a lot of things are unnatural. All right, how about the dialogue?
The dialogue feels very quick, I think, especially since they're both like 2 45-minute specials. And it really seems like it's something that is meant to be played on TV, like a Nickelodeon show or something.
Feels generic.
Yeah.
Feels generic with like, here's a hero, he'll win. Here's the villain, they're bad. How about the voice acting?
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's like acceptable.
It's the least offensive part about the movie, where it's like, okay, they brought in some VAs who know what they're doing. It just feels like they weren't really into it. It was more of a paycheck where it's like, guys, just come in, you're a voice, Norm of the North too.
I mean, they didn't get Rob Schneider to come back in. So.
No, that was bad. I actually wonder if they even invited him, or if they're just like, whatever, he's too much money, let's just get somebody.
When Rob Schneider is too much money.
Yeah, he only needs like $7 and a sandwich, and he's good. Here's your Subway, Rob. Thank you for working for us. I do want to know what the story's behind that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the voice acting isn't bad. It's just boring. It's like the characters are bad, and it wasn't the VA's fault. They're just like, here are your lines, just read them. All right, thanks, bye. And then I guess we can go to the animation.
The animation, I can't tell if it's worse or better than the first movie.
Well, the movement of the characters, I hate. Like, Norman has his run cycle, he runs on all fours. It looks terrible.
Yeah.
There's the hockey match where they're gliding across the ice, and it just looks really, I don't know, static to me. the character designs themselves, we talked about it before, how some of them clash, where they just don't look like they belong in the same universe.
There's also moments where Olympia, that one, the little girl character, where I see her hair move, and it seems like it's kind of glitching out sometimes.
It's all clumped together,
yeah.
Where like it moves like as one, which is weird. Also, there's a part they use the phones a lot in the movie, where they're like, "Hey, we're going to this next location." They'll FaceTime. And there's a little sliver screen, like, I don't know where my phone is. Oh, it's in my pocket. Where, like, okay, here's the screen, vertical. And they put Olympia's big, stupid face on there.
But her face is so wide that they actually have to squash it to actually fit on the phone.
So it doesn't look natural. They squish it together, like, disable the X and just stretch out the Y.
Yeah.
I guess, how would you fix it, though?
How would I fix it?
Would you just not
burn
make
it?
Yeah. I don't think it was worth making. The first movie I haven't seen, so I really can't say. But yeah.
No, you don't need to.
Just don't make it. I'll probably review this channel on my channel in the near future, but for
the first one too.
Yeah, probably do 2.
What if they make a series?
That's enough. That's enough. No, not doing that. Maybe we'll see. It depends if it's bad or not. But this felt like it was almost like a pitch to a network saying, "Who wants a Norm of the North TV show?" And anyways, like, we don't. No.
All right, thank you, Ryan, for the suggestion of that request of Norm of the North, Keys of the Kingdom, and for being a patron. And if you have seen Norm of the North, Keys of the Kingdom, for whatever reason, I don't know why you would. It's a Walmart exclusive, so maybe you saw that and were like, maybe I have to have it because it's a Walmart exclusive.
Put this in the Walmart exclusive archive.
Tell me what you thought of it in the comments.
They lied to us. It says, save money, live better. I'm not living better because of this movie. I'm living worse. God damn it. It's all ages dubbed approved.
Yeah, it's dove approved, so you know it's good.
It's super. They got the Christian mark on it. That's weird. There are a bunch of fart jokes, too. It sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck this movie.
All right, bye, everybody.
See ya.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, by now we're getting a bit used to winter. We're like soldiers in the middle of a campaign, growing hardened to discomfort and better able to